Hey guys, Rachthestamper here. Still have a little bit of a cold, so I'm going to try to not speak quite as much in this video, but I wanted to show you this great technique today. Using two sets from Land to Sea. We're going to use the turtle and By the Tide, and we're going to use the coral. I did use the little Nantucket button on my one that I'm going to show you, but we're not going to use that on the second part today. So this is the card that we're going to make. With the turtle, we're going to color him in, fussy cut him out, and then we're going to put all this together. I also use the Decorative Dots texture impression folder. That's also available in the current catalog. So let's get started. The colors we're going to be using today are Blackberry Bliss, which is going to be the base of our card. It's 4.25 by 11, scored at 5.5, and then we're going to use this piece of Pool Party, which is 4 by 5.25. We're going to need another piece of Blackberry Bliss. I believe this is 3 by 4. A piece of Whisper White that is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Another piece of Blackberry Bliss 4 by 1 inch, and then a piece of Whisper White that is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4 of an inch. Now, if you notice on this one, I actually used a piece of Designer Series paper. I have a lot of Designer Series paper because I love it, and this is not in the catalog currently, so I didn't want to show you that. So that's why I'm going to show you something a little different. I made this up before realizing we don't use this paper anymore. So anyway, so what we're going to do first, just move this stuff out of the way for now. To use this one as well, is we're going to, first of all, we stamped our turtle. So we stamped him in Archival Black, and then I'm going to bring these 3 colors over here, and I have the blender pen. That's what I'm going to be using today. We have Crumb Cake, Always Artichoke, and Garden Green, and we're going to color the turtle in. So you just, if you squeeze, take your pad, and when you have it partially open, you squeeze it. Now this is a old pad, so it doesn't go quite as easily. It makes a little pool, and you can either use an aqua painter, but you want to use that more if you're using watercolor paper, or you can use a blender pen, and it doesn't quite wet it as much. And you could also use the thick white cardstock. Does watercolor a little bit better than the regular Whisper White cardstock. And you just want to clean your marker off. This is very easy to use though, because all you have to do is just dab it a little bit on something white paper or a paper towel, and it cleans off fairly easily. And you want to make sure when you do this, you do go fairly outside the lines, because when you fussy cut this out, excuse me, as you notice on this one, this has a little bit more white around the edges that are showing than I would really like. So I learned my lesson and went outside the lines, because you're going to cut it out, so you really won't notice quite as much. And by the magic of video, I have a turtle already cut out. Move these guys out of the way. Now we're going to come in with a Sponge Dauber. We're going to go with Pool Party first, since it's the lightest. Would say go heavier on the Pool Party. The last time I went a little heavier on the Blackberry Bliss, and I think I kind of overtook it, so I'm going to try to not make that same design again. I won't say mistake, because I still think it looks good, but not quite so heavy-handed. Okay. Blackberry Bliss. Yeah, see, this one is so much darker. So much darker. Let's swirl this around a little. Spread the love. Yeah, the same as always with anything. If you don't like it, as in this one, there's always two sides to the paper. So if this one's really horrible, you could just flip it and use the other side instead. See if I can get a little bit more of a pull party in there. Starting to bleed. Okay, we'll just have to pretend that we love it. So we're gonna take, oh no, mess up my cardstock there. I'm just gonna take our paper. I've already scored it, fold it. I'm gonna put some adhesive on here. I don't really love either side, but oh my goodness. Alright, let me fix this. And then I actually got any on there. Sorry. The joys of making a video when your supplies don't want to work. Oh my goodness. Well, this is going to be on the blooper roll for sure one day. Okay. Let's see if I can get it to work. Here we go. Something tells me I should have waited to make this till I felt better. Maybe it would go a little smoother. Alright, and we're going to actually put our turtle up on a dimensional. I don't know if you guys have gone to Disney World, but we just went this past October. We got to see Turtle Talk with Crush. And I think that he is I really loved him anyway because of Nemo, but he's one of my favorite people now. So fun. Oh, one thing I forgot. Sorry. We're going to take a little bit of Archival Black and I'm going to stamp the coral onto the bottom. So yes, a little something to swim through. You shouldn't really notice it on the, yeah. There you go. Shouldn't notice it on that really so much because it's pretty dark, that Blackberry Bliss. It's good at hiding oopsies. Okay, before I pop it, see if I can get my adhesive to work. Oh boy. on this one. Where's his tail? And I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've done this myself a few times. When I sometimes I don't really flatten things on here, like people delicately push. I tend to use the side of my hand. Well, this isn't a very good demo, but I tend to find out if I use my fingers to push, I end up being pretty inky. So usually the side of my hand is clean. That's why I tend to push down with this, but I've got a big black smear there, so take that for what it's worth. Alright, so anyway, so this is, again, designer series paper if you have some at home you want to use, or this is just with inking up yourself, and really behind it doesn't look so bad at all. You could have off-centered it a little bit. I don't know if you like the Nantucket better or not, but you can always add that. Again, we used 2 stamp sets for that one. We used By the Tide, this and that, if you want to put that up there. And From Land to Sea, I'm going to be showing you a couple other sets with this coming up. These 2 are really two of my favorite sets. I love water nautical stamp sets, and then we use the decorative dots as the background for this. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, feel free to leave me a comment on rachthestamper.wordpress.com or shoot me an email at rachthestamper@gmail.com. Thanks guys, take care.